Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Inspire with Fire, where we meet you at the intersection of life, faith, family, and business. I'm Krista Abbott, your host, and I'm so excited that you're here today. I see you guys as you start coming into the room. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Sit right down. Grab a cup of coffee. Have a little sip. We're going to get started here in just a minute. I see you guys popping in. So, hey, as you come in, go ahead and drop a comment. Say good morning. Let me know you're here. Good morning, Ruthie. Great to see you this morning. As always, got a little heart love going on there in your comment. I love it. I love it. Good morning, you guys. Come on in. You shy folks on the back row, go ahead and give us a comment. Say good morning. Good morning, Miss Jillian. Great to see you this morning, as always. I love those big smiley faces you got going this morning. That must mean you're happy. So as you guys come on in, just drop a note. I see a few more of you popping in now, so just drop a note, say hello. If you're watching on the replay, remember hashtag replay so that I know you stopped by and I can give you some love in the comments a little bit later. But I am super excited about today. Look at my eyes. They look real sleepy, don't they? That's okay. I got some coffee. Y'all, let me tell you, Diane is here. Good morning, Diane. Great to see you. Diane and I worked together many, many years ago in Child Protective Services, and we haven't seen each other for years. But hello, Diane. Great to see you on this morning. I'm going to tell you guys, this has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about today. It's just an introduction because everybody has mornings like this. And so, I wake up every morning and one of the first things I like to do is, say hello to the Lord, like, good morning, Lord. I make a decree before my feet ever hit the floor. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And a lot of days when I say it, I don't feel happy. I don't feel like rejoicing. Most days want to roll over, pull the covers over my head, and hit snooze button and go back to sleep, right? But I try, I go ahead and try and set the tone for the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. So I get up, I start doing my little morning routine, stumble my way into the kitchen, right? And by then I've probably stubbed my toe, I bumped into the wall, the cats got under my feet and I almost tripped over him. And this is within 10 minutes of waking up this morning. And I'm still going, oh, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad. Then I get over and I stumble over to the coffee pot. Because we all know this was a morning. We're going to need some coffee. So I get over to the coffee pot. And y'all, I don't know what has happened in the kitchen. But after this broadcast, your girl's going to have to go clean up because there's something on the floor. I'm sliding like, oh! I don't even know what it is. I really don't. It's grainy, it's wet, it's icky, it's sticky, and I'm like, what is this? Did somebody pour syrup on the floor in the middle of the night? What happened? This wasn't here when I went to bed. And I don't, I have other people in the house. So obviously somebody had an incident this morning and left it there. So I'm going to have to go take care of that after this. So, okay, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I finally get my coffee made. Finally get it made. Now I'm trying to stumble my way in the dark because it's, 6 in the morning or whatever. Trying to stumble my way down the hall to the office so I can start, open my computer, start praying. Okay, God, what do you want to say today? And my coffee, because I'm walking, it's full, so it kind of spills over on my hand, and I'm like, ah! The coffee's on my hand. So then I'm like, this is the day that the Lord has made. Then I get in, I open my computer, and it's slow coming on. everything's frozen up. I got to reboot. I couldn't get the mouse to work. And then there's all this stuff. So, I'm just like, it's time to pray. So I had to settle in and pray. So I'm just here to encourage you this morning. It doesn't matter how your day starts. That's not the way it's going to end, and you don't have to stay there. Sometimes you got to press through and pray through it a little bit and be like, okay, I don't care what it looks like, all the 20 bad things that have happened between the bedroom and here in the past 15 minutes. Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to make it a good day. So let's go ahead and shift this atmosphere, get some worship music playing, start praying, if you pray in the spirit, in tongues, whatever, get those things out there and start praying and change that atmosphere. Because today ain't going to go like this. We will stop this right now and we're going to have a good day in Jesus' name. Anybody ever have a morning like that? Okay. So welcome. Welcome to Thursday and welcome to Inspire with Fire. I just wanted to share that this morning. So, give me some love in the comments. I need to see some hearts today, y'all. Woo! That's right, Jillian, you got it. I was on fire, I'm powerful, and I didn't let it stop. That's right. I am here no matter what. And I get to share a funny story with y'all and make y'all laugh early this morning. So, that's what it's about. All right, so what do we got going on here? Those of you who have not said hello yet, I see you in the back row. Welcome. You're no pressure to join the fun, but if you would like to comment and let us know you're here, engage, have a little fun with us, we would love to have you participate. If not, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because God only knows what's going to happen today. Oh, good morning, Donna. Great to see you here. Thank you for the heart loves. I need the heart loves this morning. So, I just want you guys to know that we all have bad mornings, but we don't have to stay there in them. And today, we're going to talk about, we've been talking about destiny and destiny calling us and the things that we need to equip and to develop our character and help us be able to move toward destiny and move into those dreams and those things that God has for us in life. So destiny is calling, and what is another thing that we need as we move toward destiny? And I think one of the biggest things that we can talk about is intimacy with God. And I know you guys are saying, wait a minute, Krista, we did a whole week-long series on intimacy of God. Please tell me you're not going to talk about that again. Yes, we did, and yes, I am. But I'm gonna talk about it in a different way. I don't think we covered it quite like this. There's so much to intimacy with God that there's no way we could cover it in a week-long series. So I wanted to look at it from a little bit of a different angle, and as it relates to the pursuit of your destiny and the pursuit of really becoming and being that person that God created you to be. So as I started looking at this, I remembered an article I was reading a couple days ago. And it was talking about intimacy and what is really at the heart of intimacy and what that can look like. And it was talking a little bit about how, you can be intimate with someone that's thousands of miles away from you. You can feel like you know them, you're intimate with them, but you can be sitting right next to a person that you're with every day and they feel completely distant from you. They feel like almost like a stranger sometimes. And we see that a lot in our earthly relationships. We see that dynamic of the people that you would think you would be closest with, that you feel that distance when you're with them, that there's not that connection. But then there are people that maybe you aren't with every day, but you feel closer or more connected to or more intimate with. So intimacy is really about connection. But this article went on to say that trust is at the heart or the core of being intimate with someone, that you really can't have intimacy unless there is trust, and that you really can't have trust unless there's intimacy, and that you know that person on a deeper level. So when I'm talking about intimacy with God today, I think I want to look at it from the angle of trust, where, because as I thought about that for a minute when I read it, I was like, at first I was like, no. And then I was like, I think I can agree with this, because immediately the Lord brought to my mind that verse in Proverbs that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And I was like, okay, so I'm trusting in the Lord with all my heart. My heart is tied to intimacy. I can buy into that. Well, this morning, as I was preparing, and I remembered, this verse, and I hopped over to it, and check this out, y'all. Check this out. All right, here it comes. Y'all ready? You ready? Here we go. Okay, this is coming from the Passion Translation, and it says, trust in the Lord completely, and do not rely on your own opinions, but with all your heart rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision you make. Become intimate with Him. Y'all, I had never read it like that. Become intimate with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. So we see here, even in Scripture, that connection between trust and intimacy is established in this proverb. And this particular proverb, you know how they have the headings above the sections of verses sometimes? The heading above this one was wisdom is speaking. So wisdom is speaking here, and wisdom, the spirit of wisdom, it's one of the spirits of God. So the spirit of wisdom is speaking here and saying, trust in the Lord completely and do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision you make. Become intimate with Him in whatever you do. Stay close to Him in whatever you do. Seek His counsel in whatever you do. Be intimate or observe Him. Confide in Him. Talk to Him. Seek His opinion. Seek His counsel. All of these things are connected to intimacy. Do all of those things with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. So here we can, see that intimacy and that trust, the connection between the two, really establishes direction in our lives, or it establishes guidance to what we become involved with, the decisions we make, the path we choose to walk. And remember, destiny is calling us, so we're trying to move toward that path of destiny. We're trying to move toward those things that God is calling us to do. So as we move that direction, and as we come into that deeper intimacy with Him and a deeper trust with Him, then that's when we can begin to see the expansion of clarity for our destiny and where it's taken us. And that's when we can see and begin to fully know and trust that God is leading and guiding our steps each step of the way. So trust in the Lord completely and do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He'll lead every decision you make. Become more intimate with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. That's what it's saying here. So trust and intimacy together gives us a freedom to not have doubt, to not have question, to have the faith and the confidence in God's ability to take care of us. So that's what it means to say, I trust in the Lord, that I have the faith and the confidence in God's ability to take care of me. I commit, I'm committing myself and my life to Him for safekeeping. So if I hand you something precious to me, my hacky sack. Hey Diane, remember this? You might remember this. I still have this. So my little hacky sack here, which, I just play with, and I like to fidget with things when I'm thinking or working. So this is precious to me. So if I give this to you, I'm entrusting it to your care. I'm trusting you to take care of it. So if this is our life and our destiny, and we're going to trust God to take care of this, we entrust this to his care. It's a little beat up, isn't it? That's okay. I still love it. Look how beat up it is. That's all right. I like it. But we entrust our lives and our destiny to God's care, because we know that he's going to take care of it and it's going to be okay. Now, the intimacy thing, God knows, yes, God knows us. He knows what we like. He knows what we need. He knows what makes us happy, even better than we do, for the most part. Because I know there were things in my life that I prayed and believed God for, and I thought they would make me the happiest person on the planet, and they really didn't. And when I finally got them, I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't exactly what I thought it would be. How did I get myself into this situation? But in my mind, I thought that would be exactly what I wanted and what would make me happy. And so God will sometimes allow us to have those things that we think we want, to show us that we really didn't want them after all, and that he knows. So and that he knows us better than we know ourselves, and he knows what will make us happy. So I know in my life, when I finally said, okay, God, yeah, I wanted this, I got it, it didn't quite work out. It's not all it's cracked up to be. At least not how I had it worked out in my head anyway. And God's like, okay, well, good. I'm glad you realized that. Now let me show you what I can do for you. And so then we allow God, and we say, okay, God, show me what you can do with my life. Show me how you can make me happy. Show me how you can help me feel fulfilled. Show me how you can lead me into my destiny. And then God begins to work and reposition things and reconfigure things in your life so that you can have what it is that he has for you. And that's always going to create a sense of fulfillment and happiness in your heart that other things that maybe you thought would don't. Are you guys feeling this? Are you guys feeling it? Give me some fire love. Give me some heart emojis. I see lots of hearts have already come in. That's a good sign. Thank you for that fire, Jillian. Thank you for the fire. Oh, Lori's here. Hey, good morning, Lori. Good morning, Donna. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys hopped on this morning. So intimacy and trust, they're very important. So when we trust, it doesn't necessarily mean when we trust God with our lives that everything's going to work out perfectly, that everything's going to be great and fantastic all the time. In fact, Jesus himself said that you'll face many trials, you'll face many tribulations, that things are going to be hard sometimes, that it's not always going to be a bowl of cherries and a bed of roses. And if you don't like cherries, a bowl of blueberries, whatever you like, strawberries. But it's not always going to be that wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, it can be, and there will be seasons that it will be that way, but it's not always going to be like that. So when you do face those troubles, when you do face those trials, that's when you find out where your trust is with God, because it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Look at the people in the Bible. There are people in the Bible that suffered greatly. The men that Jesus entrusted with the message of the gospel, the disciples, most of them were killed. And then John, he was placed away on a secluded island somewhere by himself, where he ended up writing some more books in the Bible, but he was secluded away and isolated all by himself, like solitary confinement on a desert island. Hello. I mean, that didn't seem like it would be a good thing, but you know what? If he hadn't have been on that island by himself, we may not have the book of Revelation. We may not know everything that's coming in the end times, and how to prepare for that, and how to keep our hearts ready for what God is doing in the world. So trust doesn't mean, okay, trust in the Lord with all your heart and everything's going to work out great. No, it just means you can trust that when you entrust something to him, that he has the best interest of that at heart, and he's going to take care of it, and he's going to get it where it needs to be at the time it needs to be there, and that destiny will be met as long as you're allowing him to guide your footsteps. So it really is then saying trust is really more about how we respond in those difficult times. When hard times come, when we're walking through seasons of challenge, how do we respond to God? Are we still going to trust him in those seasons? Are we still going to trust God when it feels like he's forgotten about us? Are we still going to trust God when our kids are driving us crazy? Are we still going to trust God when it feels like the whole world has forgotten about you and that you're abandoned and alone and that you're the only one struggling with the things that you're struggling with? Are you still going to trust God when all those things you prayed for haven't happened yet? Are you still going to be able to trust him when you've, like Job, lost everything and your life looks like it's completely destroyed? Let's look at Joseph. He was sold into slavery, and then he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. And all he did was, tell his brothers about a coat his dad made for him, and they got jealous, and that's how he ended up. So that wasn't fair. How could we say Joseph was? Joseph didn't do anything to deserve any of that. Maybe you didn't do anything to deserve situations that have happened in your life. I know I've had some unfair things happen to me. We all experience that. What about Daniel? He was thrown in the lion's den for praying. I mean, dude was praying, and it was against the king's policy at the time, so he got thrown to the lions. But you know what? Job, let's look at what happened. They trusted God. They continued to trust God. Let's look at what happened. Job, everything was restored to him. He got double for his trouble. Joseph, he may have been thrown into prison and falsely accused, but he ended up being second in command over all of Egypt and second only to Pharaoh. So he was basically the leader over the whole country. So God positioned him. He used the hardship, he used the bad things in his life to position him to be where he needed to be, to do what God had called him to do, and that was to save a nation from famine. Everything that happened to Joseph in his life was to position him and prepare him to be in the place he needed to be in when that famine came, so that he could save the nation of Israel during the famine. But not just Israel got saved, Egypt got saved too, because that's where he was ruling. That's where the provision was. So God needed his person in the place of provision, which at that time in history was Egypt, so that he could have the grains, he could have the supplies, he could save them up and store them up, so that when Israel needed it, they could journey over here and get it. And would they have been able to get what they got had Joseph not been in position there? Probably not, because they would have been foreigners. But because Joseph was there and he was positioned, God had him in place and sent him ahead, years ahead of time, had to move all these parts around. If he hadn't have been in prison, he never would have been able to interpret the dreams of the cupbearer and the baker. And if he had never interpreted their dreams, Pharaoh would have never heard about him and would have never known that this guy could interpret his dreams. So him being in prison enabled him to be able to have the connection that he needed to have to get to Pharaoh, to get in the position that God needed him in, so that he could save the world, basically. So what might God have you walking in right now? What position might he have you in right now to get you where he needs you to be, to do what he sent you to the earth to do? So where is the level of trust in the pursuit of our destiny? Are we going to trust that even when things don't look like we think they should, we got the promise, we know what God's called us to do, and we're like not only over here, but we're miles and miles and miles away, and it looks like impossible to get to where we know that we've been called to do. But God has a plan. And if you trust his plan, he's going to order your steps, and eventually you're going to get there. Those two are going to intersect and you're going to meet up. And then you look at Daniel and what happened to him. Yeah, he might have been thrown in the lion's den, but you know what? That got the king's attention, and he's like, wait a minute, what God are you praying to? He saved you from these starving lions? Who are you praying to? I want to know who you're praying to. And then Daniel, he became the chief of all the wise men and the advisor to the government, a head government leader. So you might not be right now in a position that it looks like great things are going to happen with your life, but you don't know what's on the other side of this. But you can trust. Somebody say trust. Somebody say trust. You can trust that God has everything lined up. He has everything in order for your destiny. All you got to do is walk the path. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Trust in the Lord completely. Let's read the proper translation here. Trust in the Lord completely. Do not rely on your own opinions. Well, my opinion is this situation I'm in stinks right now. But don't trust in that opinion. Trust in the Lord completely. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision you make. Become intimate with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. So what greatness is God calling you to today? What greatness is destiny calling you to today? Trust in the Lord completely. Do not rely on your own opinions. Y'all, this is one we could really read every day and remind ourselves to just trust. No matter what the situation looks like, no matter how much coffee I spilled on my hand on the way to the office, no matter how many times the cat got under my feet, and whatever the sticky stuff is on the kitchen floor right now that I'm going to have to deal with later. But no matter what is happening in your life, when it looks like chaos abounds, trust is there. And trusting in God that no matter what all this other stuff is, that there's going to be something in it that will get you to your destiny. Maybe today part of my destiny is to mop the kitchen floor. And the only way that was going to happen was for somebody to put some sticky on it. No, I'm teasing. You know, I'm making jokes this morning, but you guys get my point and you understand what I'm saying, I hope. That destiny is calling, and trust in God and intimacy with Him is required to help get you there. So write this down. I don't remember who said it. This quote is not original to me, but write it down because it's a good one. Intimacy with God often occurs in the places where we must trust Him the most. So when you're walking through those seasons of difficulty and hardship, when things are not going the way they should be going or the way you think they should be going, that's when you press in deeper into that intimacy, into that relationship with God, and trust becomes stronger and deeper because you don't have in yourself what's needed to get you through the situation. But God has it all. He has it all. So your answers to what you need to get you through what you're going through right now, they're found in Him. So intimacy with God occurs in the place where we must trust Him the most. Intimacy with God occurs in the places where we must trust Him the most. Write that one down, y'all. All right. I see some trust here. Thank you, Linda. Trust. Thank you, Ruthie. April's here. Hey, April. Good morning, my sweet friend. How are you doing today? Let's see. Fear wants you to run from something that isn't even after you. That's true. This pesky little fear. We don't like fear. Boo, fear. Trust. Because fear is false evidence appearing real. Trust completely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Amen, Brother Ben. Got me some Celtic fire going again this morning. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let's anchor it. You know, we're going to anchor it. So let's do it. Let's do it now. Here we go. I decree I will trust in the Lord. I will look to Him for guidance. I will fully trust that God has my best interest at heart and that He is leading my life in such a way to position me for destiny. As my intimacy with God increases, my trust in Him grows stronger. One more time. I decree I will trust in the Lord. I will look to Him for guidance. I will fully trust that God has my best interest at heart and that He is leading my life in such a way to position me for destiny. As my intimacy with God increases, my trust in Him grows stronger. All right, that is our decree today. We're going to trust in God. The opposite of fear is faith. For all I trust Him, faith. The opposite of fear is faith. For all I trust Him, faith. Yes, I love that, Linda. The opposite of fear is faith. It's either faith or fear. Those are our choices. Which one do you want? I'm going to drink some coffee. Good to the last drop. All right, so here we go. We got some stuff here. KristaAbbott.com. There's a free ebook for you over there. There's also lots of articles, blogs, and other fun stuff that you can read and check out. So if you haven't visited KristaAbbott.com yet, please do that and sign up for the free ebook. If you don't want the free ebook, then be sure and sign up for my email list there, because I do send out about once a week. I send out some encouraging messages through email. And if you would like to make a donation to support the ongoing efforts of this broadcast, as well as outreaches that we do and participate in, then you can give over at kristaabbott.com/give, and those donations are tax deductible. If you want some merch, you're looking for some gifts for somebody, or you just want to be swaggy swag, somebody say swaggy swag, then check out the merch over at kingdom818.com. We do have some new designs that will be coming out soon, and so that will be lots of fun to share those with you when they come out. And that is all we have today for the commercial breaks. I see here, let's see what Lori says. I trust that God will wake Paul up and start his healings. Yes, yes. And that's happening because he's off the ventilator now, which is one step toward that. So we will continue to stand in faith and trust, believing with you, Lori, for that to happen, and that his healing is complete and full in Jesus' name. And so as we close out today, guys, as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may He turn His face toward you and give you peace. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go mop your kitchens. That's what I'm going to be doing.